Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'm Hadir Hosni, and I'm going to teach you English for academic purposes this semester. And I hope the course actually is useful for you in other subjects this year and throughout the 4 years at the BUE, since it teaches you transferable skills. It would be definitely useful. Okay, today I'm going to recap on two things that you already learned in previous classes. Basically, paraphrasing and in-text citation. Okay, so let's share screen in order to see things clearly. Okay. All right. So actually, as you see here, we would start with paraphrasing. All right. Paraphrasing actually is different from summarizing since it's a bit lengthier than summarizing. Okay. So in order to define paraphrasing, you need to know that it is simply putting into your own words what you understood and fully grasped from the original text. So you do not go line for line and then try to change it and put it into your own words, but rather, in order to have a good paraphrase, it's better that you read the original text, understand it fully, grasp it, and then try to put it aside and write it into your own words. How do you do this? You use different synonyms and you use different sentence structure from what is written in the original text. Okay, so what is the difference between summarizing and paraphrasing? With the summary, you focus on the main points only in the whole text, and you actually write them in one paragraph. But with paraphrase, you actually focus on more things like the main ideas, yes, but also the supporting ideas and the details in the text. So it's a bit lengthier than actually the summary. Okay, so in the coming two slides, or in the coming slides in this PowerPoint, you will see 3 examples of paraphrase. 2 examples are totally unacceptable since they are merely plagiarism or copying and pasting. Of course, this would be immediately spotted by the Turnitin, and you would have a high percentage of plagiarism, and actually you would have the similarity report will be really unacceptable totally. And this, of course, would make your assignment might be unaccepted and would put you definitely in trouble. So in order to avoid plagiarism, you need to do certain things while summarizing or writing any research in general, of course. Okay, so the first example of paraphrase, as you see here, all right, is what we call word-for-word plagiarism. Okay, so what is this? This is the original text. It is all in black. And on the opposite side, we have the student's paraphrase. Unfortunately, this student did something wrong. 2 things wrong, 2 mistakes. The first mistake is that the student actually not only copied and pasted big parts, big patches from the original text, because all the red parts are merely copied and pasted from the original text. But he or she did not put or insert these copied and pasted parts between quotation marks, nor did they write who is the author from whom they took these parts. That's why the Turnitin would definitely consider this pure case of plagiarism. The similarity report would be really high, that your assignment would be totally unaccepted. So How can we avoid this? By avoiding these two mistakes. First of all, do not copy and paste all these parts. And if you copied and pasted few expressions or few words because they are really important, and it would be good that you insert them exactly as they are, then you need to put them between quotation marks, and you need to document these copied and pasted parts. So let's agree that we put in text citation for not only the quotation or the quoted parts from the original texts, but also for the paraphrased and the summarized parts. So whenever you use the writer opinion, you need to give credit to this writer. You need to tell the reader who said this. It's not your idea, so you need to give credit to the original writer, to the original author, whose ideas are those, okay? So this word-for-word plagiarism, where the writer or the student not put the copied and pasted parts between quotation marks, nor did they try to put the original text in their own words, but rather just simply copied and pasted very big parts from the original text. It's called word-for-word plagiarism, and it is totally unacceptable. Please try to avoid it. Next is what we call patchwork paraphrase. Okay, it's good that the student here said who wrote this. So Chase, this is the last name, not the first name, the last name of the author. And then between brackets, the year of publication of the article. When did this article appear on the internet? And he said, of course, describes, we can say stated that, explained that, or these are good phrasal verbs to use while paraphrasing. Then he put the original text in his or her own words. However, they used many, or they copied and pasted not just one or two expressions, but let's see in only one paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, unacceptable. You cannot really copy and paste all these expressions. You can only, especially that this is only one paragraph, you can only copy and paste few expressions, which we call sometimes keywords. So there are important keywords that you can copy and paste. And of course, you definitely need to put them between quotation marks. Okay, so here we don't have quotation marks for the copied and pasted parts. And another mistake, they are very, there are many copied and pasted parts. So again, this is what we call patchwork paraphrase, and it is unacceptable. Okay, what is an acceptable paraphrase? Okay, good paraphrase, as you see here, is when you put the original text in your own words, when you use your own synonyms, and of course, when you change in the sentence structure. So, yes, of course, you would preserve the meaning. So you will not change any of the content or the meaning of the original text. However, you need to use different synonyms and different sentence structure. It's okay that you copy and paste a few words or a few expressions from the original text, but highly important is that you put these few words or few keywords or expressions between quotation marks, okay, and you insert the page number if it is there, if you find it, okay? So here, why is it a good paraphrase? Let's sum up these points. Okay. First of all, the writer uses quotation marks when copying from the text. When copying from the original text and pasting, you need to use quotation marks. Whatever, even if it is just one word, you need to put it between quotation marks, please. Next, the writer documented the original source by mentioning the name of the author and the year of publication. So it's a must that you give credit to whoever you're taking their ideas, which I mean the original author, and mention their name, especially the last name of the author, and between brackets, the year of publication, then phrasal verb stated that. Finally, the writer rewrote the content of the original text using their own words and style. How is this? They use different synonyms and different sentence structure. Okay? So that's all for recapping on paraphrasing. I hope you really benefit from this brief summary on paraphrasing. Let's now recap. We will share another screen and let's recap on in-text citation and lead-in phrases, because when you do your summary assignment, it's very important that you recap on both. Okay, so here, when you recap on, sorry, when I recap on in-text citation, it's important to show you example. Okay, you already, other instructors explained in different PowerPoints or different videos the rules of in-text citation. But now we need to see a clear example for this. So let's see. Okay, give me a minute, please. Okay, so new share, just 1 minute. In-text citation. Really wonder, just 1 minute. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what I need you to see with me. And as I told you, let's see an example. Okay, here we have an excerpt from a very nice book, which is called The American Way of Life by a writer who is called Ashley Montagu. So Ashley Montagu wrote this part about actually some American parents who think that it's improper to let their boys or male children cry. So they keep teaching them it's better not to cry if you are a boy. Of course, this is totally bad, or actually it suppresses important emotions that should be expressed even if the person is male. Okay, so Ashley Montagu actually is against this idea or this belief that boys should not cry. Okay, so let's see how we can quote Ashley on this point. Okay, so I think I'll make it full screen in order to okay. So as you see here, Ashley Montagu says, "Be human is to weep. The human species is the only one in the whole world of animate nature that sheds tears. The trained inability of any human being to weep is a lessening of his capacity to be human." So it's okay to cry, because this means that you are human, even if you are male. Okay, this is the concept or the belief of Ashley Montagu. Okay, so let's see how we can quote Ashley Montagu. There are several ways to quote or to do in-text citation. You can do it at the beginning of your paraphrase or summary, or you can do it at the end. So the first example is at the beginning. You simply write the last name of the author, then between brackets, year of publication. So Montagu, between brackets, 2000. Then phrasal verbs. It's very important to use phrasal verbs. Examples of phrasal verbs could be claimed that, stated that, argued that. All these are acceptable and very good phrasal verbs that you can use while putting in text citation. at the beginning. So what is in-text citation? Last name of the author, year of publication. Okay, you can put it at the end, and therefore you should put a phrasal verb like claimed, stated, argued, said, wrote, thought. All these phrasal verbs are pretty acceptable. Okay, and then you just mention or paraphrase in your own words what the writer said. So here the student said, Montagu 2000 claimed or stated, it's better to stick to the past tense while using the phrasal verb, that American men have a diminished capacity to be human because they have been trained by their culture not to cry. Okay? Another way to put in-text citation at the beginning is to mention the name of the book. So in his book, The American Way of Life, so here you're going to mention the name of the book, and you would put comma, and then you would, of course, refer to the writer. We can refer to the first, or it's a must to refer to first and last name of the writer when you do this at the very beginning of your summary or research. Later, you can only refer to the last name of the author. But for the very first time, it's important to refer to his first and last name. So, in his book, The American Way of Life, Ashley Montagu writes, and then we put comma, and because we copied and pasted this part, we should put it between quotation marks. Okay, so we do not only write in-text citation or refer to the author and the year of publication when we do quotation, but also when we paraphrase, as in the first example, when we put their ideas or the ideas of the author in our own words. Another way to put in-text citation, or a third way to put in-text citation at the beginning, is by saying according to. So according to Montagu 2000, between brackets, year of publication, when you put according to, it's a must that you put a comma after the year of publication. So here, according to Montagu 2000, comma, and then we the student here quoted, be human is to weep, and therefore they put between brackets the page number. If you paraphrase, it's not important to put the page number, but if you quote, it's a must that you put the page number. Okay, you can also say you start with the quotation and then comma inside the quotation, and then you writes or says Montagu 2000. Okay. Finally, it's important you can put in-text citation at the end without any phrasal verbs, without any rules, without any confusion, between brackets at the very end of your quotation or paraphrase. So, as you see in the last example, the writer or the student paraphrased the opinion of Montagu, and then open brackets, write the last name of the author, Montagu, comma, 2000, year of publication, and because we have quotation marks, you need to put the page number. So that's all for in-text citation and paraphrasing, and I hope this video is really beneficial or useful for you before you start your summary assignment. Good luck and stay well.